Hi, Joe Kehrig with the Kehrig Real Estate Team, and this is your San Ramon Valley update for the week of May 10th, 2021. Let's dive right into the graphs this week because I do want to talk about an upcoming webinar that I think you're going to find really interesting. So this week, not a lot has changed, in the marketplace. It's still extremely strong. We're still seeing record prices. In some cases, homes selling for one, two, three, four, 500,000 over asking. I mean, I know of some homes that literally sold over $500,000 of asking, and this isn't where they were asking like 4 million and they sold for 4.5. This is when they were selling for 1.5 to 2, and they literally sold for 2 to 2.5, 25% more than asking. So what is causing this? Well, one of the stats that, we're going to talk about a little bit later on in an upcoming webinar is the fact that in the last 13 years since the Great Recession, where the real estate market just tanked, there's been an average of about 400,000 new homes not built that normally would have been built per year. So when they looked at the last 13 years, there's literally 5.4 million homes that should have been built that weren't. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and something we'll dive into at this webinar that I'm going to be holding. But let's jump into the graph. So you see the San Ramon market, pretty stable overall. The pending sales are up a little bit. Actives are up a little bit. That's a good thing. I mean, again, the inventory is low compared to the demand. The supply is low compared to the demand, but at least we're getting some backfilling. And we see that in San Ramon. Same thing in Danville. Pendings are down a little bit. Active properties are down a little bit. So holding steady, strong, but steady. You look at Blackhawk and pendings and activity, again, active properties are down. But the amazing part about here is, again, only 10 active listings in Blackhawk, which we used to consider when we got to 50 homes in Blackhawk, down to 50, that there wasn't a lot of inventory. And we've seen a lot of weeks, you've been watching me, that it has literally been single digits of active listings. The Alamo market, you see pending sales up, active properties are down. So that market is still, obviously, like all the markets, super strong. And you see Dublin, the pending sales are down a little bit, actives are up, which is a good sign because Dublin's been one of the strongest markets. But this is what I wanted you to see. Sold price to list price percentage. Now you take Blackhawk out of the picture because, again, the average pending sale in Blackhawk has been, at least the last week, the average pending sold was over $3 million. So obviously when you get the $3-4 million home sale, a lot of times there's a little bit of negotiating room, which will, make the numbers off kilter a little bit. And that's why you see that being a little bit lower. But forgetting about Blackhawk, look at everything else. First time, again, ever. It seems like every week we have a new record. This is the first time where every single city except for Blackhawk has been over 110% asking. Now this has been the 12th straight week where we've seen prices like at least 110% or so over asking price. Now over 12 weeks, that's like 3 cycles. That's like 3 selling cycles. So literally you have a situation where homes went up 10%. So let's say a $1.5 million home went up to $1,650,000. Then another 30 days, so that $1,650,000 now is basically almost $1,900,000. Now that $1,900,000 is almost $2.2 million. So we've seen increases of $1.5 million to over like maybe 2.1 million on average just the last 3 months. Homes are literally going up $100,000 a month. So, I'm getting asked, all the time, hey, Joe, should I sell? What's causing this? Hey, where are we going from here? So I decided to do a webinar, and that's why make sure that you click that you subscribe to these videos, click that you like button, and hit the bell so you'll be notified, because we are going to be doing a webinar tentatively right now. It's June 15th at 7 p.m. It's going to be a live webinar where you'll be able to email your questions, and don't worry, it's not going to be like a Zoom and everyone's face. You're going to know everyone else that's on the webinar. It will be completely anonymous where you can come join. You just have to send me an email at joe@kehrigteam.com if you want to watch this live webinar. But here's the things that, when we look at these questions, and the webinar is basically going to be the real estate market boom or bust. And number one, are the increasing real estate prices creating a bubble? That's number one questions that people ask. Hey, Joe, is this a bubble? How can things go up from $1.5 million to over $2 million, literally 40, 30, 40%, $100,000 a month the last 4 months? How can that not be a bubble? Well, you'll get the answers to that and why it's probably not a bubble. Is this an inventory issue or a demand issue or both? $64,000 question. Do we have a lack of inventory, or is it just the increased demand, or is it both? Well, we'll answer that question for you. How did we get to this point? So what has caused us to get to this point? And where are we going from here? Now, obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. And if I made all the right moves in my 43-year real estate career, I'd probably be sipping Mai Tais in Hawaii right now instead of talking to you. But having said that, actually, I'm talking to you guys because this is my passion. I love the real estate business. I love to study it, and I have made a lot of the right moves in the past. Few wrong ones, but like I say, you only have to be right 51% of the time. So where are we going from here? Can interest rates continue at this historic lows with the inflationary concerns? And I think people are finally starting to discover there's real inflation in there, and why are the interest rates still low? Usually they go up when we have inflation. So again, are they going to stay low, and why are they even low? Why aren't builders building more homes? Okay, so they say we're 4 million homes short. How come the builders aren't building more homes? And what is this I hear about lumber going up 280%? What is that all about? What question should I ask my CPA concerning proposed increase in real estate taxes? So here's the thing is, I'm not a CPA. Probably in real estate related matters, I probably know as much or more than a lot of CPAs. But again, it's a fluid market. It's constantly changing. I'm not going to give you real estate tax advice because I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. But what I will do is I'll generate some concerns or questions that you might have for your tax attorney or your CPA to ask them about. Also, Prop 19, being able to transfer your tax base from one property to another that just passed. Is that good or bad, for the real estate market? And the big question I get more than anything, should I sell now, Joe? I mean, my God, my home's worth $500,000 more than it was 4 or 5 months ago. Should I sell? Is this a good time to sell? But then the question that I will always ask when we sit down with our clients, because again, we're advisors and consultants, and we'll sit down with you and discuss your individual situation is, then what? Okay, so if you do sell, you need a plan, and that's one of the things that we do. We'll go through with you with the plan, because if you're just selling to put your money in a mattress for 5 years, I'm going to tell you that's probably not a great move. But there are some good plans to sell now and potentially purchase. Now, obviously, if it's a lifestyle change, if you're going out of state or something like that, certainly that might make a little bit more sense. But just to sell to buy might not make sense to sell. So again, we'll discuss that. So again, the live webinar, June 15th, 7 p.m. Email me at joe@kehrigteam.com for your link to watch it. And again, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell so you'll get updated notices as we get closer and closer to June 15th. The reason that we're not doing it for a month, because this market is very fluid and there's a lot of things that are going to happen in next month. Now that, inflation is kind of roaring back, or really it's been here, but people are just starting to notice it. So the next 4 weeks are going to be a really telling part and give us a much better idea of where we see this market going. But we'll answer your questions live, and you'll be able to, even though it'll be anonymous, no one will know you're on the call. You'll be able to ask questions during the webinar that I can try to answer, during the actual broadcast. So again, mark down June 15th at 7 p.m. And so, you can have your dinner and maybe put the kids to bed early and sit down and listen. So again, for more information, or if you have an individual situation you want to sit down beforehand, give me a call. Again, Joe Kehrig with the Kehrig Real Estate Team, 925-487-6838. 925-487-6838. Drop me an email at joe@kehrigteam.com or visit our website, kehrigteam.com, www.kehrigteam.com. And now, again, and I'll try to guide you guys with any questions through it, because I have been professionally selling for 43 years. I have sold through 6 recessions now. I see what a recession looks like, and I also see what a recession doesn't look like. So again, give me a call, and hopefully they just announced today that if you're vaccinated, which I am, yay, that I don't have to wear this mask inside anymore. And the other thing, the exciting news is it looks like we're going to be able to open up open houses again. We're still waiting for the guidelines on those, but I'll definitely put them out there as I get the guidelines for that. So again, be safe, stay healthy. May God bless you. May God bless your family. And may God bless the United States of America. And please mark on your calendar June 15th. We'll talk to you soon.